Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Ask the Skinny Guy Savior. Welcome to Jim Del Monte. I'm Vince Del Monte, and I'm taking your questions right off my Facebook fan page. Make sure you like the page so that you can get a question in for the next batch that we do. I got 5 hot questions here. First one goes to Frantisk Liska. Hey Vince, I'm from Czech Republic, 26 years old, ectomorph, been working out for 3+ years, and I struggle with increasing my strength on a bench press through full range of motion. Would you recommend incorporating partial reps as part of my chest training routine? Yeah, partial reps will help. Again, you need a program that emphasizes all ends of the range, the bottom half, the mid-range, and the top half. So your programming could include 21s, which would emphasize 7 at the bottom, 7 full, 7 at the top. You could start incorporating lockout reps, where you're adjusting the pin position near the top and you're working with a limited range of motion but overloading it with greater loads than you're used to doing for a full range of motion. And the third thing, probably most importantly, is to start using a rep and set protocol that gets you stronger in the overhead press. Wave loading would be great, 4-3-2, 4-3-2, or even a 7-5-3, 7-5-3. Revisit my wave loading workouts to understand how to do that. The overhead press has the greatest influence on increasing your bench press and your close grip press. Most guys neglect getting stronger on the overhead press, and that's why they're lacking in a weak bench. Next question goes to Anthony. Anthony says, this is a good question. As you guys know, I take questions on all categories: training, nutrition, mindset, business, personal training, contest prep. Those would be, I consider, my areas of specialty in terms of, an application of muscle building and fat loss for the serious individual. And Anthony wants to know, he's got a personal training question here. Hey Vince, how would you change the mindset of a specific client that had a different trainer in the past and his training philosophy is not the same as yours, and the client wants to keep his old training mindset? So to be honest, man, I'm going to shoot straight with you, Anthony. It means he doesn't trust you. And you have to figure out, why doesn't he trust you? He puts more trust in his old trainer, his old mindset, and this is on you, man. This isn't his problem. This is your problem. You've got to sort this out. Why doesn't he trust you? You either haven't proven yourself, you haven't explained it logically, you haven't demonstrated something for him, you haven't made him feel something different, you haven't laid out the whole plan. So that you have to try and figure out, this is just going to come down to asking him questions and listening. Why does he think that? Where did he come to this belief from? And it will start there. It is going to help. It's going to require discussion and time, and hopefully over time you can earn his trust, and eventually he'll start taking baby steps in the direction you want to take him. Next question from Tim. Tim says, hey Vince, I've been lifting on a daily basis for about 3 years now. I'm 21, I'm from Florida, 12% body fat, and I'm trying to really tone in my abs this summer. Any specific foods that really help tone in your abs, or any foods that you would completely stay away from? The foods to stay away from? Well, first thing, before we look at food sources, we have to just make sure you're managing your calories as a whole. Are you in a caloric deficit? Because you can be eating the healthiest foods in the world, but if you're still in a caloric deficit, you're not going to strip the fat off to see your abs. So we've got to be clear on that. So you have to make sure you're in an energy deficit before anything else. Now, assuming you are there foods that are going to get you there quicker? Absolutely. This is common sense. There are foods that have better quality macronutrients, micronutrients. They're going to provide more fiber, vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, things that are simply healthier for your body. There are good foods and bad foods. That's not marketing, that's not scare-based tactics. It's the truth. It's why people die early. It's why people get diseases. It's why some people just have horrible health. They're always tired. It doesn't have to do just with energy balance. It has to do with poor food choices. Start with whole foods, things that you can find on the perimeter of your grocery store. That's a good place to start for better food sources, as opposed to the foods you find in the aisles that are typically packed with preservatives and chemicals, artificial flavors, things that preserve the shelf life, things that were made in a lab. All right? Next question goes to Samalama. He says, do you need a caloric surplus every day to build muscle or on just training days? Why? To be honest, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're in a caloric surplus, I like to look at things on a weekly basis. By the end of the week, you're gonna gain size. If they're quality nutrients, if your training is at a sufficient intensity, you'll maximize the muscle to fat ratio. So you're gonna see more quality weight on your body than fat weight as you gain weight. For me, I don't usually do that. It kind of, to be honest, it's confusing for people. For people to follow a diet is hard enough. To have them follow a different diet on their non-training days versus training days, I mean, the only people that I know who can do that are very, very advanced or serious athletes, people competing. I keep it simple for myself. On all my shows, my diet is the same Monday to Sunday, whether I'm training or whether I'm not training, whether I'm doing 0 workouts a day or 3 workouts a day. At the end of the week, it all works out because I'm in a caloric deficit still. So, and that's in terms of fat loss, obviously. I apply that as well to my muscle building goals as well. And I do that for my clients. It just keeps it simple. Next question is from Simon. He wants to know this about taking naps and bodybuilding, good or bad? Absolutely good, but before you start incorporating naps, make sure you're getting your standard 8 to 9 hours each night, all right? You don't want to have to be napping because you're not sleeping at night. The naps are really powerful when you're getting that extra sleep over and above the 8 to 9 hours you're already getting. That's where you're gonna really see the benefits. So, 20 to 30 minutes. The key is not to go, longer than 60 minutes because you shut down a lot of physiological processes. You just slow your body down. You wake up groggy and sleepy, and that means you slept too much. Keep your naps at 20, 30 minutes. You should wake up and feel refreshed, ready to hit the gym hard. So, yeah, they're absolutely good for you. And we'll take one more question. We've got this before, but we'll answer it again for Amir Rizzo. Hey, Vinny, my question is about testosterone. How can I increase my testosterone naturally? My age is 17 years old. Thanks for the help. Dude, man, you're 17. That's the best way to increase your testosterone. Just stay 17. Dude, I've said this before, teenagers can build muscle off of chips and Doritos because your testosterone levels are so flippin' high. They don't really start to decrease until the age of 25, 30. Obviously, lifestyle is a big indicator, influencer of that. But there's nothing you need to do. Just follow a wholesome diet, whole foods primarily, a variety of protein sources, whole grains, fruits and vegetables and nuts and oils. And, I always say you do the booze, you lose. So, I know partying is a big thing when you're in your teens and even 20s, whatever. It's for all through your life. It can be a big aspect of certain people's lives. So minimize the booze, get a good 8, 9 hours of sleep a night, and your test levels will be awesome. Make sure you're hitting the weights 3 to 5 times a week, and there's really nothing else you can do. You're set. That'll be exactly that'll be all you need to do. All right, guys, that's, I think, 5 or 6 questions. Thank you so much. What I want to invite you to do today is take a test drive with my Insider Circle Live Large TV. There's over 4,000 members in there right now, and they tune into my weekly show, Live Large TV, every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. We just kicked off a brand new season, season 4, and we're going through a lot of amazing topics. One of them is exercise progression and variation. We're looking at all the major movements of the body, and we're looking at all the different exercise variations, assessing technique, how to start, how to progress, when to change it, how to stimulate the different muscle fibers, how to manipulate your body position, elbow position, foot position, everything to create a different stimulus on your foot, on the specific body part. And that's all going down right now in my private members community, livelargetv.com. Check it out right now. It's super cheap. And if you're finding that you're ready for the next level, this YouTube stuff is like, okay, Vince, I'm getting it. I need something more now. That's time to move on over. You got to graduate. So click the show more button. There's a link for you below. Go on over to Live Large TV, and we'll see you guys on the inside.